Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. When we talk about life insurance, it's not usually the most exciting topic, right? But today we're looking at something that might actually get you kind of fired in. Cash value life insurance.
Yeah, and it's way more than just a death benefit, right?
Exactly. It can actually be a pretty powerful tool for building wealth, planning for your retirement, and even, get this, snagging some tax advantages along the way.
Tax advantages. Now you're talking my language.
So whether you're already thinking about life insurance or just looking for smart ways to grow your money, this is definitely something you'll want to stick around for.
Absolutely. Cash value life insurance is a different beast compared to term life insurance, which we've talked about before.
Right. It's like term life is kind of like renting an apartment. It's good for a set period of time, but eventually that lease runs out.
Exactly. But cash value life insurance is more like owning a home.
Oh, I like that.
It's permanent and it builds value over time.
So help me understand this a bit better. How does this cash value actually grow? Is it kind of like a savings account where you just like deposit money and it earns interest?
You know what? That's a great analogy. A portion of every premium payment you make actually goes right into this cash value account. And here's the kicker, it grows tax deferred.
Wait, hold on. Tax deferred. What does that even mean?
So think about it like this. You're saving for retirement. With tax-deferred growth, you don't pay taxes on those earnings until you actually withdraw the money, usually way later in life.
Ah, okay. I'm starting to see the appeal here.
It allows the money to compound much faster because you're earning interest on your interest without the tax man taking a bite out of it each year.
So it's like a secret weapon for growing your money faster.
Exactly. And that's a huge benefit for long-term planning.
Okay, so double benefit, right? You get the life insurance coverage just in case, and you get this separate savings component that's growing tax deferred. But here's the big question. Can you actually use this cash value while you're still alive?
You bet you can. You have a couple of options. You can take out loans against your cash value, which can be really handy for like short-term needs. Or you can make withdrawals if you've got a longer-term goal in mind. Think retirement income, maybe handling an unexpected emergency, or even helping your kids pay for college.
I've even heard of some people using it to start their own businesses.
That's right. It can definitely be a pretty strategic source of funds when those kinds of opportunities pop up. Now, you mentioned different types of cash value insurance earlier, and that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to hear more about that.
Each type has a unique structure. Like, it's all about finding the right fit for your individual needs and priorities.
Okay, break it down for me. What are the main types?
All right, let's start with good old whole life insurance. It's the OG of cash value policies. It's known for its steady, guaranteed growth, which makes it a really solid choice if you value stability and predictability.
So like a slow and steady wins the race kind of thing.
Exactly. Then you've got universal life insurance, or UL for short.
Okay, UL, got it.
And this one's all about flexibility. You can actually adjust your premium payments and even the death benefit as your life changes.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
So, if your income goes up, you can increase your premiums to boost that cash value even more. Or if your needs change, you can dial it back a bit.
So it's kind of like having a life insurance policy that can adapt to your life.
Precisely. Now, for those who are a little more adventurous and okay with some ups and downs in the market, there's indexed universal life insurance. We call it IUL for short.
AUL, got it.
This one's kind of like a hybrid between traditional insurance and investing.
Interesting.
Your cash value growth is actually linked to a market index like the S&P 500, so you have the opportunity to capture some of those market gains while still having a level of protection on the downside.
Ah, so you get some of that market upside potential without the nail-biting risk of investing directly in the stock market.
Exactly. And then finally, we have variable life insurance. This one's for those who are really comfortable with market fluctuations and are looking for the most, let's say, hands-on approach.
Okay, so this is for the folks who like a little more risk and reward.
Right on. With variable life, your cash value is actually invested in separate accounts, kind of like mini mutual funds that live within your policy.
Ah, so you get to choose how your money is invested.
That's right. And these sub-accounts focus on different segments of the market, so you have a lot of control over your investment strategy.
But more control also means more responsibility, right?
Absolutely. You're taking on more risk, but you also have the potential for higher growth compared to the other types of cash value insurance.
Okay, so we've got a whole spectrum of options here, from the super stable to the more growth-oriented. But let's circle back to those tax advantages we talked about earlier. I feel like that's a major draw for cash value life insurance.
You're absolutely right. Tax-deferred growth is a huge plus, especially for long-term goals like retirement. But there's more.
Oh, There's more. Tell me more.
Did you know that you can actually take out loans against your cash value without triggering any capital gains taxes?
Really?
It's a really unique way to access the money you've accumulated while also potentially shielding it from taxation.
Okay, that is pretty awesome.
And of course, we can't forget about the death benefit itself.
Right, the whole reason we're talking about life insurance in the first place.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that in most cases, the death benefit is paid out to your beneficiaries 100% tax-free.
That's huge.
That means your loved ones get the full amount, giving them some much-needed financial security when they need it most.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about how cash value life insurance works, the different types available, the pros and cons, and all those awesome tax advantages. What would you say is the most important takeaway for our listeners today?
You know, I think the big thing to understand is that cash value life insurance is about way more than just protecting your family if something happens to you.
It's like a multi-tool for your finances.
Exactly. It's a versatile financial tool that you can use for so many different goals, from saving for retirement to, like you said, maybe even funding a new business venture.
So for someone listening right now who's thinking, okay, this sounds pretty interesting, but where do I even start? What would you tell them?
Well, the first step is really just taking a step back and thinking about your own priorities, right?
Yeah, what are your goals?
What's your risk tolerance? What are you actually trying to achieve with this? And honestly, talking to a financial advisor can be super helpful in figuring all this out.
Yeah, they can help you navigate the options and see if cash value life insurance actually fits into your overall financial plan.
Right, because it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Solid advice. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling way more informed about cash value life insurance now.
Me too. And hopefully everyone listening feels the same way. It's a complex topic, but definitely worth exploring.
Absolutely. And remember, everyone, we always encourage you to do your own research, dig a little deeper, ask questions, and maybe even talk to a pro if you need some guidance.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us, so we'll catch you next time.
OCOOR, the Switch AM.